good morning, good morning, y'all. Good morning. Hey, hey, what up, what up, what up? Y'all know who I be. So listen, I wanted to share something with y'all that is helping me, and I think it will help a lot of people. So, yeah, what I started doing, so every day I had a list of things that I was going to do, like a to-do list, right? But I didn't always write them down. So I would say them, but I wasn't always writing them down, right? So, like, for instance, in the mornings, I would go down what I had planned for that day. My middle son, he keeps me on point, y'all. So he'd be like, "Mom, what you gonna do today?" So I'd be like, "Well, I have this, this, and this, and this, and this plan," and he'd be like, "Oh, okay." And if it's a day like a weekend where they're going with me, he keeps up with my to-do list, right? Because we'll do this, we'll do the first two things on my list, and then I'll be like, "Okay, so I guess we're done. Dang, what else do we need to do?" And he'll be like, "Well, Mom, we still need to do this, this, and this," right? So what I decided to do, and y'all know what? So all BS aside, that movie that Will Smith just got an Oscar for, King Richard, that is a very inspiring movie. Like, y'all should really watch the movie if you haven't seen the movie. It's actually Venus and Serena's story. It's very inspirational. But one thing that I noticed in that movie is that he kept saying stick to the plan, right? Stick to the plan. And so every day you should write down what you have planned for that day, right? And try to walk through and do that plan. Every if you gotta write it down at night. I actually wrote mine down last night. So today I have a list of things that I'm gonna try to get done, right? And then that way I don't forget what I'm doing for the day. But that stick to the plan, every time I hear that, y'all, that's something that's resonating in my spirit. Stick to the plan, stick to the plan. So every time I hear it, it stands out, right? And I hear it a lot. I hear it a lot. So it stands out. So I know that I have to stick to the plan. So I've been writing down every day. I'm going to start actually. Last night was the first night. I have a mental plan, right? But I'm actually going to start writing it down. Every day, what I'm going to do for that day, right? Every day, I'm going to have a plan. And you got to get your plan. Like, I have 5 things that I'm going to make sure I get done every day, right? So I'm going to write it down. So I wrote it down last night for the 5 things that I have done today, that I'm going to do today. So this is what I'm telling you guys, because even though I haven't been writing it down, I've been mentally doing this, and it helps. But what I do also want to say is, if you don't get those 5 things done, y'all, don't focus on the failure, okay? Don't focus on the part that you didn't get done, or don't focus on the part that you planned it one way and it happened another, right? Because everything is designed for a reason, right? There's lessons in certain things that we go through. So you may see it as a failure, and I notice a lot of people tend to harp on, the failure part of it. You may see it as a failure, but it's not a failure. It's a lesson, right? Because the Most High makes sure that we learn our lesson. You don't get to go to the next level until you learn your lesson. That's just like, okay, for instance, people who play video games, right? You don't get to go to the next level in the video game until you master the level you're on, right? You don't get to go to the next level. So y'all write down your plan every day and try to stick to the plan, right? If you want to do better in life, you got to make some changes. And I'm preaching to myself, so don't feel like I'm just telling y'all, because I practice what I preach. Believe that. And I've been doing a lot of self-reflection, right? Because one thing, I've always been goal orientated, right? But there's a couple of things that I had to understand why they was triggering me. Like, for instance, and I'm gonna tell y'all something. So so the fellas has been trying to flirt with me, right? One thing that they do that kind of annoys me, and now I understand it's not annoying me. It's giving me an understanding of where they are mentally. But one thing that was triggering me was they was always comparing me to past female experiences, right? And I mean, don't get me wrong, it was a good comparison. It was, oh well, you do this and you do that, and she didn't do this and she didn't do that, and I wish she did this like you did this, and blah 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 blah, right? Okay, so it's good in my favor to a point, but at the same time, you're comparing me to the past. So that's not something that you've gotten over, right? And before I started working on me, I would take that as a compliment, you know? And I think a lot of us females tend to take that as a compliment, and we're like, oh, well, we're better than that. We're better than her, and oh, he's not going to cheat on me, or I can take him because I do this better than her, right? Ladies, ladies, I'm telling y'all, there's a lot of people that's out here that need some healing, right? And when we're looking at it from a worldly perspective, we don't realize what we're signing up for with these fellas. We don't realize it, right? Sometimes they're living in the past because they haven't let go of that, right? You're sitting here taking all these compliments and soaking up all the stuff that you do right, but that doesn't mean he's going to act right because he recognized the right that you're doing, right? It doesn't mean that he's going to make it happen with you because he recognizes that you're a good woman or you're a good person or whatever. Because sometimes it's internal hurts. So you can't sit here and just assume that you got this relationship in the bag because he's gave you all these things that you do better than the last one, right? So don't do that. Stick to the plan, okay? So healing, you got to have a game plan, right? So every day, like every morning, and this is in my habit, every morning I get up and I do my affirmations. I actually do them in the mornings and in the afternoons. I mean, in the evenings before I go to bed. I'm telling y'all, them affirmations work, y'all, because once you start saying them enough to yourself, and I say get in the mirror, look yourself in the eye. This is part of what I had to do. Get in the mirror and look yourself in the eye, because once you start doing those affirmations and they start setting into your mind and you start believing you, then whatever else other people try to say about you, it's not going to bother you because you understand who you are, right? It's time for healing, y'all. And yesterday when I was in church, you know, the pastor touched on things about people that's struggling with like fornication and porn and depression, right? I'm gonna say he's exactly right, but what y'all not understanding is those are demons. When people say I'm fighting my demons, guess what? Spirit of depression, that's a demon. Y'all looking for gargoyles. Y'all looking for things with horns. No. No. Depression, that was a demon. I was haunted by a demon. I had depression on me. That was something I had to fight, y'all. Fornication, that was a demon that I had to fight, y'all. Like the pastor said, pornography, that is a demon that people have to fight. Hate, that is a huge demon. That is a huge demon that people are having to fight. Y'all, these are demons that you have to fight. When people be like, I'm fighting my demons, addiction, that's a demon. Those are spiritual attacks. They can sit and call them mental health if they want to. Your mental health is this and your mental health is that. Those are demons that you have to attack. So every day you should write out a plan, right? Because there's always going to be something thrown at you, because the whole point of the world is to keep you in bondage, right? And there's distractions that come from every which way. So write you a plan down of everything you're going to try to accomplish for that day. Don't worry about yesterday. Don't worry about tomorrow. Today has enough troubles in its own. Write down a plan for everything you're going to do today, right? And try to execute that. And that way, you stay focused on what you got to get done today. So when you get everything done that you need to do today, or even at least half of it, tomorrow looks brighter. It works, y'all. Tomorrow looks brighter. Like, I am blessed to the point where right now, if y'all haven't noticed, I don't have to do a whole lot of advertisement for my business. Y'all, word of mouth is the biggest. Like, I kept hearing that, and I kept hearing it, and I kept hearing it, but it's true. I get more business from referrals than I have off of doing social media advertising. And don't get me wrong, and everybody who's following me because of that, I love you guys. Everybody who's ordered with me because of that, I love you guys. Don't misunderstand. I appreciate y'all too. I absolutely do appreciate y'all. But y'all, I'm telling you, like, when you start working on becoming a higher you, everything starts falling into place. And life is not as hard as it seems. Like, it's not that hard. When I started working on being a higher me, everything is starting to fall in place. Everything is starting to fall in place. My business is growing. I'm just becoming a happier person. You know, I'm able to recognize things that I don't want to deal with in other people. And I'm able to put something positive. I'm able to say something positive in other people's lives so that they can do some self-reflection and grow. Because that's what this is all about, right? We're here to grow. There's only one creator. I don't care about all the wordplay y'all want to do. The universe, the Most High, God. There's only one creator, right? You can use whatever wording you want to use that makes you feel comfortable. I'm not against it, y'all. I'm not here to tell you the words that you're supposed to use to get your spiritual connection. All I know is you need to have one. That's all I know. So every day, I'm going to write down my plans for that day. I'm going to try to get on social media again every day. But, like I said, things have been growing. Things have been coming my way. And I don't always have time like I would like to, or I forget to get on social media and give you guys an uplifting message, or to give you a seed so you can see what's growing around you, right? Because everything around you is not growing. There's some stuff that's going to be stagnant, and there's some stuff you're going to have to let go, whether you want to or not. You know, I've had friends, their thought process is stagnant. I've had friends that cannot maintain their own happiness. They literally come and they leech off of my positivity, and then they go right back into their toxic world, and then they just come back to leech off of my positivity. And then they tell me how great of a person I am because I have something for them, right? Because I have something that they can leech off of. It's not really because they're happy for me, or they're celebrating me, or they're supporting me, or anything to that nature. It's because I give them that quick fix of positivity so that they can go back into this toxic world because they can't maintain their own happiness. And it's not that they can't, it's that they won't. Some of us are so addicted to the toxicity that we don't want to let go of it. And we have to understand, if you're trying to make a change, Those are people you have to let go of. And it hurts because some of them you don't want to let go of them. But they can't receive that they need to let go of some toxic things in their life so that they can grow, so that they can elevate. Then you got to leave them people alone, because you have to be around like-minded people. That's another thing I'm learning, right? And that's another thing, like, I started, again, y'all, I met a couple of millionaires when I was selling cars, and that's who I'm talking to more and more and more. And they're telling me to write down a plan. That's what they do. They write their plans out. Some say they do it for a week. Some say they do it every 3 days. But all of them say that they write down the plan. So right now, I'm writing down a plan daily to keep me focused on what I need to do, right? And I'm going to make sure that I keep myself around like-minded people. And I can't be around spiritual vampires or spiritual leechers. I just can't. I can't do it. As much as I love them people, I can't. They not like-minded, right? You don't get to come over here and suck up some of my positive energy just so you can maintain your toxic energy. You don't get to do that. I'm not gonna do that anymore. Like, I love y'all, but I'm not gonna do that. My whole thing is to grow, and I'm only trying to be around people who are wanting to grow, who are making that step to grow. Okay? So, everybody, make you a plan for every day. Write out something, even if it's only 2 things. Make you a goal. Set you a goal for every day. Don't worry about tomorrow. Let yesterday go today. And don't focus on the failures. Focus on the lesson. Okay? Because if you focus on the failures, it's going to bring your vibes down. You're going to be feeling depressed. You're going to be feeling like you ain't enough. No. The devil is a lie. Focus on the lesson in it, so that you know when you write your goals tomorrow, you're not going to repeat that, right? Because you learned the lesson in that. Again, it's like video games. You got to master the level you on, right? You got to complete everything on the level you on before you get to go to the next level, all right? So I love y'all. I'm about to get off